hopefully the plan was to get down here about an hour before, so then I don't end up wasting my time digging on this part of the sand. There's a few casts there, but that's where I want to get. Is that sandbank's just starting to show out there now. I'll show you my pumps where they get left in the. They just get left in the back of my car. Look, that's washed up and they're just left. So what I'll do is I'll just dip them straight in the water, and then away we go. Say low tide is at 8:15, so I brought a light with me just in case I do need it. If it's soft in the middle, it's wet feet time. All this for lugworm, eh? Nearly to the top of the wellies. That's one wet foot. One more wrong step and that could fill the wellies up. Now, he said to me this morning that they won a lot of casts and the worms were very good. So we'll give it a go and see what happens. Okay, first thing we're going to do before we start is get this wet up. Right, let's have a go. We'll take a few goes to try and find the depth of these worms. If that's the quality of the worms, we won't be down here for long. I've just thrown that worm in the water, so he's got a chance. But let's say the tide has literally just cleared this sandbank, so it's going to take about 10-15 minutes for it to settle down and for the worms hopefully to pop. But they have been like shown up late, been on the sand before, and you're walking around for like half hour looking for a few casts, and then 15 minutes before the tide turns, all of a sudden they pop up, and then you've got to go like a madman. So hopefully it's not like that tonight, but it is hot and mild, so there might not be too many about tonight. But we'll see what we can get. They've probably gone a bit deeper than normal, so we'll try a bit. That's a bit of a better worm. So a few more like that, I'll be happy. So a few weeks ago, or about a month ago, there's plenty of worms there. I know they're going to slowly not show up as the year goes on. Like obviously early spring is the best time, but yeah, if you look now you'd think it's winter time, but it's not. Well, as you can see on the pump, these worms are all over the place. They're like 10, 11 inches, some are shallower. But what I've started doing is, instead of digging on the sand there, I'm just digging along the edge of this gully. They seem to be a bit easier here. But I'm going to put the camera on the pump, like I normally do. So the old sun's, although it's a bit cloudy, I thought the old sun was starting to go down, but yeah, it looks nice. As long as it don't rain, I don't mind. But anyway, I'm going to put the camera on the pump. Okay, see how we get on here. Hey, first worm. So a few more like that, I'll be happy. I get asked what part of the tide do I dig. Now for me, that's the gully. There's the sea, and I'm nowhere near it. I mean, in another half hour's time, I might be out there digging towards the water's edge. But at the moment, I'm getting good success on this little edge of the sandbar. So all the time they're popping out, I'm going to stay here. I think we've all made the same mistakes. You follow the tide down and you end up leaving a good patch. That's why I leave my bucket where it is, so like if I do wander off, which I do have a bad habit of doing, I know where I started from, and I just go straight back to it and find the patch. Looks like we might get a bit of rain. And don't look too clever over there, and I'm sure I just felt a spit. Oh, here we go. All I've got on is a t-shirt. No more luck, that's going to piss down. So let's get a few more worms before it does. I don't know if you can see the difference in the sand that I'm actually digging on, or pumping on, should I say. I always say digging as an expression, but if you look, that's the dry sandbank there, and then you can see it gets wetter as it goes out. But on this nice dry section here, it looks really dry on the top, but just underneath it's nice and wet. Sometimes you can come down in the morning. It's better than the evening tide, even though the tide's shorter in the morning. So I'm tempted to come down in the morning with the camera, just see if it is much different. Definitely better than they are out there. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a night. We've still got loads of time, but we've got a few in the bucket. There's not a lot in there, but they're half decent worms. I've come down, come to give it a go, and look, I've been bitten, oh man, bitten alive by flies. So I don't know if they're storm flies or what they are, but like they're eating me alive. Sun's starting to go down. So I think low tide, I'd say, I think was like quarter past 8. I don't think it's quite that yet, but must be getting close. There's a few people down there walking their dogs and that. Thanks for watching. I say I might go in the morning and do a bit of videoing in the morning, and we compare how the morning and evening tides were. But as you can see here, the dry patches where I stayed digging, as you can see, from roughly from there round to there, that's where I got all my worms. Further out, it's just like hit and miss. There's not a lot out there. Morning, it's Sunday morning. So I went digging last night, and I'm going to try it this morning just to see what the difference is between the two tides, evening and morning tides. So it's only a 1 metre tide this morning, so it's a lot smaller than what last night's tide was. I'm down here with my good friend Lee. I say his first worm he got was very small. Say hello, Lee. Hello, mate. So we're going to give it a test again. I've got a few worms, not a lot. So it's not going to go out so far as it did last night. But there's still not a lot of cast on the sandbank. We come down a bit later today, so we can get across there a bit easier. So out in the open sand there's not a lot of cast, but again I'm going to try down this inside edge of the sandbank here. As you can see, there's a few casts there, but again we're still early, so we'll see how it goes.
Got one that's worth keeping.
You got one worm? One. So there's not a lot of casts, yeah? See if we can get a few worms. Always takes that little while just to find the depth they're at. We've got a couple there. That one's small. There's not many casts here at all. I mean, looking all the way up and down the beach, there ain't even a bait digger in sight. So there's either not a lot of call for lugworm, or they're not having much success. So they're not a bad worm. Just want a few more like that. It's a bit picky at the moment though. There's a lot of small stuff and a lot of, well, a few big ones. But I'd say on the pump, I'm probably about 12 inches deep there at the moment. I'm a lot deeper than I normally would. That's the kind of depth that I'd normally be at. That's my normal, but I'm having to go like about another 2 inches deeper to get them. This is where I was digging or pumping last night. Yep. Better worm soon to be here again. Much better worm. It's weird, all that sand there. There's not a lot, but on this inside bank. So again, on this slightly drier section, they seem to be coming up a bit easier. I'm going to give Lee a bit of space there and turn him around the other way. Even the small casts have got some good worms there. Bad. They're not a bad worm now. Again, some of these worms, half body, half tail, but they make a good hook bait. If you look along there, there's probably, I don't know if you can see him, but there's one digger there and he's right in close. But there's normally 10, 15 bait diggers along here. There's nothing along that way, just my mate Lee. Just going to see how he's getting on. There's a lot of small worms, isn't there? You've got to be a bit picky, ain't you?
Yeah, I mean getting a few, but it's not great and they're deep as well, aren't they?
Yeah, just a bit.
They are a bit deep, I mean.
I say I find them a lot deeper now.
Yeah,
I say they're not 10 inches at the moment. They just seem
about at least 12.
Yeah.
Some of them a bit deep on the second pump.
But like you, look a bit like me, mate. Hey, well, you brought your small bucket with you. Where's the trolley?
I should have brought my trolley with me.
Yeah, right. Right. I'll see you later, Lee.
Right, see you later, mate.
I definitely see that building in the background. That's Dungeness Power Station. Well, like last night, as you can see, that dry bit of bank there. I've been working my way all the way. Lee's been digging out there. I think he was saying there's a lot of small worms. So I've just been digging down this inside edge of this sandbank here, and a bit further down I've got a few worms in there now. Not a lot, you can see the bottom, but they're a better quality worm. But I did have a few more, but the baby seagulls down here thought it was an open buffet, and I left my bucket too far away and turned around. There was 3 of them sitting in there pecking away at the old worms. So yeah, my fault. So this sand here is nice and dry. Compared to out there, there's a lot more cast here. But what's happening, just to show you, so the normal depth for me would be somewhere around here, about 10 inches. That is roughly. But I'm having to go in at least another 2, maybe 3 inches. And if I don't hit that mark, I'm missing the worm. But as soon as I get down to that depth, I'm getting the worm. Most of the time, not all the time. There you go. That's the last mark I just went down to. There's the worm. But they're a better quality worm than out there. I don't know if you can see that. As soon as I stop on that mark, if I go shallower, I'm just missing them. It's hard work here today. It's a bit small. There you go. But it's in a sandbank here. Seems to be holding a lot better worm. But if you look at my marker there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if I get down to that depth, that's where the worms seem to be. I'll turn the camera around a bit. Try some of these here, but just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that depth. You'll see I'm going a hell of a lot deeper than I normally would. There you go. But if I'm like, if you're half inch out, it's a missed worm. Okay, so the tide's coming in now. We've probably got about another half hour on this sandbank here. There's a few guys fishing down there. But like, I've now got enough worms. There ain't that many, as you can see, there's the bottom of the bucket there. But they're nice. They look a lot. When I wash them up, it won't look so many. Well, there you go. We just washed up, as you can see, there's the bottom. So I've got enough. But they're a good worm. So, but it was hard work, but I would say the morning tide definitely dug better than the evening tide. I don't know if that's because I had my Weetabix this morning, but yeah, we definitely got a few more worms than we did last night. Were you at Lee? How'd you go, mate?
I've got a few there, mate, innit?
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
You know.
Saved you a few pounds, isn't it?
Hard work though, mate, hard work.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?